Hello everyone. So I talked about this in the main channel before, but I want to talk about it here because it's particularly related to cavan. But even people with cavan would agree with me when they say that cavan doesn't feel the same as they used to do. Back even 20 years ago, back even 10 years ago. We look around cavan nowadays, you can barely come across anybody that you know. And of course, there's so many new to the parish. There's people that have been bussed in the middle of the night with no documents, etc., coming into the county. We don't have a clue who they are. They get house and they get everything. But what I'm trying to say is, the majority of people that we knew when we were children, take us having my generation, the majority of them have either left, have gone to other parts of Ireland, have left the country entirely. A lot of them have left the country entirely, but some have moved to other parts of Ireland. But not even that. People that you used to see around the town years ago, that you occasionally would come across. Nowadays, you find nobody that you know, basically. I was in Cavan town the other day. After my course, I was in the course in Cavan, and I went around for about an hour just waiting for the bus. And I came across nobody. No, literally not one person on the street that I knew. Even the sea. A lot of them were people that weren't Irish. A lot of them were not Irish. But it's the simple truth that nobody. We can't find anybody nowadays that's Irish, basically too. We can't find anybody that we knew from childhood. And it's the same thing. And I hear old men and old women, they go into the town to collect their pension on a Friday, take for example. In a lot of cases, they go in to collect their pension just for a chat. They just want to go for a chat and see who they come across that they know and stuff. But even they say they come across very few people that they know nowadays. Because a lot of people are scared to go into the town. And a lot of people, older people, unfortunately, not with us any longer. But this is the thing that even they say that everybody they come across on the street nearly they don't know. And years ago, you would know everybody, basically. You would know everybody. In my case, too, when I was growing up, too, you would nearly know everybody, nearly. You would come across people that you know regularly. But that's not the case anymore. And years ago, you used to be fucking chatting all day. When you go down the street, you wouldn't get down the street. You'd be too busy chatting to be told to people. Oh, Johnny and Mary, how you doing? Oh, Margaret there. How is Margaret? How is the hearing and stuff? And the usual thing, the usual Irish thing. But that day is long gone. Like nearly nowadays in Cavan, if you stop to have a chat with somebody, like a few times I have come across people that I knew and stuff, and I stop to have a chat with them and see how they're getting on, and chat with them and see how life is going. And people would look at you. People would look at you would say, "What the fuck are you doing?" Like you're having the chat and stuff. Like the old days are gone. What I'm trying to say, like having the chat and stuff like that. People that you know, because a lot of people that are new to the country, new to the parish, they don't understand Irish culture. A lot of cases, they don't understand people having the talk, etc., the street, etc. But that day's gone. Like in Cavan Town too. Like I walked up, Farnham Street, etc., by the courthouse, etc., towards the bus station. There's people going by you. They wouldn't even say a word, well, not even to you, but even to the people with them. Like it's so quiet nowadays. Nowadays, there's nobody talking to each other at all. People have their heads stuck in the phone. It's crazy stuff. And we all guilty of that. In the modern world, we are all guilty of that. But obviously, I do try myself to fuck the phone away for a few minutes and not worry about it. Because you spend too much time, and I do too. I think we're all guilty of it. But unfortunately, it's the modern world. You spend a lot of time on social media, but I always try when I can to avoid it for a while, at least a few hours. But it is a joke. It is a joke how bad the society has become in Cavan. And how we can't find people that we know and stuff. And as I say, it's particularly bad in my case because obviously when you get older and stuff, people die, etc. People move away, etc. But nowadays, but particularly with being young and in my twenties and stuff, you should be coming across people that you knew at school and stuff, living the life of Wiley, having a house, etc., having children. But unfortunately, in a lot of cases, they're not because they're in other countries because they couldn't afford to live in this country. And that's a terrifying thing to have to say, but that's a worrying thing that you have to say because you should be able to say, oh yeah, they're living the life of Wiley. Like everyone I know in school should be living the life of Wiley, should be having 2 or 3 children, should have their own house nearly at this stage. But no, that's not the case because literally their parents would have had the same. They would literally own the house at this stage. But you own nothing to be happy, as they say. But Cavan's going down. It's not getting any better, and this is the thing. If we keep going down this road, it's going to be very, very worrying for Cavan because people won't know anybody. This is the thing. Nobody knows anybody nowadays, unfortunately. Because I can't tell you the amount of people I know at work, etc. They'll come to me and say, "Oh, do you know this fella? Do you know that fella?" And majority of cases they're non-nationals, they're not Irish people, but they want to know who they are, etc. There was a man I work with, he lives up in the housing estate, and there was a few houses empty, and the council bought them, and a few people from new to the parish came in, and they don't know who they are, where they're from, their names, where they're coming from, why they're here. They don't know anything. Nobody told them anything. They just were thrown in the middle of the night. Pretty much, they were thrown in one evening, and that was it. There was no explanation of who they are, and they don't want to tell them who they are. Like, they were trying to make conversation. Like the man, he would talk to anybody, this fella, and he tried to make conversation with one of the men, and they didn't want to know him. They didn't want to talk to him at all, even though they could speak some English. But they didn't want to talk to him. They wouldn't tell him who he was, where they were coming from, anything. They wouldn't friendly. What I'm trying to say. Like Irish people who talk fucking to the cows come home. They wouldn't shut them out. Irish people, but the majority of these people that are coming in from other countries, other cultures, they don't really get the Irish people. They don't really want to talk. They're not friendly people. In a lot of cases, they don't want to have a big discussion, etc. And some Irish people like that too. But the majority of Irish people will talk. If you talk to them, they never fucking shut up. Like that's been said to me many, many times by people from America, from other places, that Irish people just don't know when to shut the fuck up. Which is a good thing to say, because it's good that the Irish people want to talk to people and are friendly to people. But a lot of these people too wouldn't speak to you. Even just the one thing I say, and a lot of people in Cavan do say it, about people from other parts of the country, world, particularly women and stuff, that shout down the phones and stuff. People in Cavan, many people I know who own shops, etc., they're fucking sick of it. To be totally honest, and I don't mean to be offensive around it, but they are fucking sick of it. And I think the majority of people, Irish people, are sick of it too, because it's on public transport too. It happens, and it happens on the street, that the women are just shouting down the phones or whoever, and it's not great. In Cavan or in any other part of the country, but the cultural norms are not acceptable basically in this country, but nobody really wants to pull people up and say anything about it. But I think the main thing is about this is that we're losing our Irishness, of course, in Cavan. There's no doubt about it. And we're losing a lot of young people too. We're losing the future generation of Cavan, losing them to the world. And we're losing our identity as Cavan people too. We're losing identity, and that's really true, because it's a shame that we go down the street, and I nearly would do it tomorrow too, just to see would I come across anybody, because I want to come across somebody that I know and have a chat with them for a few minutes, but you can't, unfortunately. You don't know them, and Cavan's only a small town, but it's happened. So imagine if you were in a small village, is not so bad, but Cavan's only a small town, and there's nobody really I know, and it's a sad state of affairs when you hear that. But yeah, let me know what you think. Subscribe for more, and bye.